let's talk about our emergency bag. So earlier today I came home and to my surprise there was blood on Bennett's foot. It's one of those times where I was very grateful that I had emergency supplies on hand. I figured it was a good chance to go over what's in our emergency bag / our go bag. You never really know when you're going to need it, so it's definitely nice to have on hand in the moment. Starting off with our big bag. I went a little overboard, but we'll just go over everything I have in here. Jeez, I don't even know where to start. So this is what I used today when I saw that his toenail had split. Thankfully, it already stopped bleeding. But just to clean the wound, this is an antimicrobial wound care spray. It's just, hypochlorous acid. But if it had not stopped bleeding yet, I would have used this. So thankfully I've never had to use it, but what this is it's a blood stopper, a styptic gel. In theory, it's supposed to help slow down bleeding and, make it manageable. Along the same lines, I have a pet first aid kit. These are very easy to find, like on Amazon, but basically you should have everything you need. I also take one of these with me whenever I go on an outing with Bennett. I just keep it in his stroller just in case of emergencies, And then moving on to food. I have food that he's more likely to eat in one compartment. All of this is basically just wet food. Along the same lines, I have baby food, which he loves, and I have HydraCare. So what this is it supports hydration, and when cats are stressed, they won't really want to eat or drink very much. Just something to entice him to eat and something to support his hydration. It really came down to it, I have this syringe to try to give him some of the HydraCare or water, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. And speaking of enticers, I do keep kitten food on hand. To my knowledge, this is very high in fat. It's very oily, very appealing to him. It's very calorie dense. I believe each packet has 25 calories. Normal size can of Tiki Cat After Dark has like 50 calories. This already has 25. So if they're not eating or whatsoever, this would be very helpful. Even when it's, not an emergency per se, whenever Bennett's being extra picky someday and he's not getting enough calories, I pull this out. He does love it. Compartment is just full of treats that I know he loves. He'll go crazy for these, as well as a food and water bowl that just pops in and out. Speaking of water, I do have a water bottle in here next to his leash and harness. Don't want them running away from us. And I do have pee pads, as well as like a travel litter bag. I do need to bring some litter, I think, but it is kind of heavy, so yeah, I need to think about that. In that compartment, I also have a pill dispenser. We do have gabapentin because Bennett gets a little anxious in the car.